seven skies. So what would khalaqa be?
Oh, created, not
There
guided.
you go. Yeah,
Yes.
so there you go, right? So that's why waiting. I'm like, okay, let him read forward and then he'll figure out. Okay, great.
أنعامهم, the cattle, وأنفسهم, themselves, and themselves. أفلا, then do not. يبصرون, they see.
Okay, perfect. Mashallah. Okay, Sister Sumaya, what do you think?
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا, anytime they desire to leave it.
Okay, very good.
كذابنا.
Sorry, what is Nadir?
Oh, warner.
Warner, very good. Yes, Warner. Verse number 7, it is today here. Okay, so let me try to start like this. So we have Idha, we have seen it so many times. Hopefully everybody knows it. You know what? Try to participate in the chat if you can. And, you know, as we see the words, if you recognize them already, either share the meaning or just put a 1 to confirm that, hey, I recognize this friend of mine. Idha, when ulqu, okay, all dhammas, sukun, and then dhamma, that's a passive, which means to throw. So when they are thrown, fiha, in it, sami'u, okay, everybody should know sami'u. Is there anybody who doesn't know sami'u? I'm not gonna yell at them. They might get a gift. Anybody who doesn't know sami'u? Awesome. Okay. إِذَا أُلْقُوا فِيهَا سَمِعُوا, they will hear laha, for it, for her. All this, okay, let's see who is awake. What is this ha pointing to? What is this ha pointing to? إِذَا أُلْقُوا فِيهَا سَمِعُوا لَهَا. What is the ha pointing to? Which noun is it referring to? Which noun is this a pronoun of? Right?
I believe it's referring to Jahannam.
Yes, very good.
Masriya, the destination, bad destination.
Exactly.
Evil
Yeah,
destination.
so it got mentioned here, and then it just continued talking about it. Okay, so they will hear for it a shahiqa. This is I think in the first time you're seeing this, inhaling, wahiya, while it is, and you can also say and it, no worries, and it, tafur, it's boiling up. Okay, so shahiqan, inhaling, and tafur, boiling up or boils up. Takadu, this is probably new, but I think it comes actually quite a few times. It means almost, right? Something is almost. So let's see. Yeah, almost 24 times. Right? So we see this in Surah Al-Baqarah, يَكَادُ الْبَرْقُ يَخْطَفُ أَبْصَارَهُم. And for some of the later surahs, okay, so this is Surah Al-Jinn, I believe. Okay. Interesting. So that's it. So basically from Baqarah till Surah Al-Jinn, we have this yakadu. Actually, maybe there may be other forms of it too. 1 second. Nope. This is it. Okay. All right. Takadu, it is almost tamayyazu, from mim ya zai. This means to separate or to burst. Tamayyaz, to burst, also to separate. Tamayyazu, to burst forth. Min, from, al-ghayz. Ghayz is anger, rage. So from the rage and anger, fury, it's bursting up. Kullama, every time. I think we have seen kullama before. Ulkiya is just repeated. We just saw that a few minutes ago. Fiha, in it. Fawjun means a group. Fawj, a group. Sa'alahum, will ask them. Sa'alahum, will ask them. He will ask them. Who is this he? Khazanatuha, its keepers. Its keepers will ask them. Khazanatuha, alam, did not, ya'tikum, come to you all, Nadir. Did any Nadir, any warner not come to you? So ya'tikum is, we have seen before, Nadir we have seen before. Khazanatu, I think first time we are seeing it. Sa'alahum, I think we have seen the root letter seen Hamza Lam before. Fawj is a new one and Ulkiya is a new one, but we just saw that in the earlier verse as well. Okay. Qalu, they will say, Bala, yes, qad, indeed, Ja'ana came to us. Ja'a came, na us came to us. Nadir, a warner. فَكَذَّبْنَا. So كذب, denied, na us or we. كذبنا, we denied. وَقُلْنَا, and we said, ma, not, نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ, Allah has not sent down. Allah has not sent down. Min shay'in, anything, in, not. Antum, you are, illa, but, or except. Fi, in, dalal is error. We have seen that before. Also, we see this in Surah Al-Fatiha. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Dalal, error. Kabir, great, right? Kaf, bara. We see this in Allahu Akbar as well. Okay. Any thoughts, questions? Need clarification here? All right. Moving on. وَقَالُوا, and they will say, لَوْ, if, kunna, we had, nasma'u. We just saw it, right? Seen, mim, ayn. Nasma'u, we had heard, we had listened. Aw, or, na'kilu, we have used reason. We have used aql. We have thought about it. We have reflected on it. Ma, not, kunna, we have been, fi, in, ashab, the companions, right? Sahaba, same root letters. Ashab, the companions. As-sa'ir, of the blaze. As-sa'ir we saw yesterday as well. Okay, fa'tarafu, from ayn, rafa, this becomes to confess, to acknowledge. Fa'tarafu, so they will confess, they will acknowledge, bi them, be him, with them means, dhal, noon, ba means sin, him, there, bi them, be him, their sins. Fasuhqa, fasuhqa. So suhqa means be away, right? Be away. Li, for ashab, the companions, as-sa'ir, the blaze. Okay, so fa'tarafu is new, dhanb is new, actually suhqa is new, ashab as-sa'ir is from before. And now finally a good news. Inna alladhina, indeed for those who yakhshawna, from khashya, fear, humility, humbleness, yakhshawna rabbahum, those who fear their Lord. Bil ghaibi, the unseen, lahum, for them, maghfira, forgiveness, wa ajrun, and reward, kabir, great. Okay, so this is it for today. Before we move on to reflections, any questions, thoughts, confusion around the vocabulary here?
I have a few questions.
Okay, let's begin. How many? Just, all right, let's start with number one.
25 cents per question.
Yes, and USD.
Well, one of them was that there's in ayat 9 bala, and then I've heard bal too. I mean this different, like bal I know is na, and right now you said bala, over here you said yes.
Good point. Let me look it up and get back to you, inshallah.
Okay, and the other one
take
was
it.
back to the with the kasra and the fatah. Laha, you said in ayat 7, you said 4, and then before when lishaitani also you said was 4 when the lam was kasra. So do you have to look
Yes.
at content so it can interchange?
Yes. Okay. So sorry. So lam, let me just repeat that, and then you might want to clarify again. So lam kasra is always 4. Okay. And then lam fatha can be 4, or it can be surely.
Oh, so you have to look at the content then to see which one would apply when it's a fatah.
Yes, and I'm also taking this as a note for me for this break to look it up and see if there's any other hint that I can provide you guys for lam fatha. When is it surely versus 4? I would think, my guess is, if I were to make a guess today, I would say if lam fatha is followed by a verb, then it would be surely. If it's followed by a noun, then it would be 4. That's my guess today.
Would you come back with us to confirm?
Yes, I am. I'll look into it as well. Just do some research.
Okay. Then my other question
So
for
sorry, but let's which examples were you talking about? Let's take a look at those as well. So you had two examples for this, lam, kasra, and fatha, or
in ayat number 5 is
okay.
shayatini.
Okay, li shayatini. So yeah, li is 4, right? So there's no confusion about li,
For
right? That's
that,
always 4.
I just compared it with the ayat number 7, which sami'u laha, and you said again with the it
Yeah.
had so that's why I was comparing those two at this point. But I
Yes.
didn't see another with the lam with another fatah yet that I can give
Okay,
you the
got it. Yes. Yes. So yeah. So see, in this scenario as well, laha, the lam fatha is followed by a noun slash pronoun. So it means 4.
Can you give again what's a requisition of it's a noun?
Yes. Oh, sorry. What's a what?
Without knowing its meaning.
Not really. That would be hard, right? So the context or the meaning will tell you if it's a noun or if it's a verb. So if it's not a verb, then it's a noun, right? So you can just do it like that. I think recognizing verbs is relatively easier, I would say, right? So for example, if you see sami'u, right, this looks like a pretty interesting verb, right? That's the usual pattern of the verb, right? The 3 or 4 letters followed by a waw or a waw noon or a ta sakin, right? This is starting with a meme is a good hint that it's actually starting with an alif lam or starting with a meme is a good hint that it's not it's a noun.
We already know prepositions and connecting words are all are not nouns.
Right. Yeah. So in this scenario, yeah. So those are like 1 letter, 2 letter anyways.
Oh, okay. And one more question. Number 12, where it says lahum. I've seen where it says just hum. Is there like for memorization purpose actually that sometimes it says home, something lahum. That does it say lahum to more emphasize it?
No. Let me
What,
show you. Which one were you saying?
well, for now, ayat 12, it said bilghaybi lahum mafriyatun lahum.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So okay. Think about this. Yeah. So if you look at the meaning, right? Like okay, and inshallah, as you know Arabic, like whom would not make sense here, right? Because if you were saying inna alladhina yakhshawna rabbahum bil ghayb, those who fear or have khashya of their Lord, with the unseen or in the unseen, and if you don't have lahum and you just have hum, that would mean they, maghfirah, forgiveness, ajrun kabir, great reward. So this lahum is what's making them that those people will receive these things. Those people will receive the maghfirah and the great reward.
I don't know. I feel like them could have done it also.
How?
Because because Arabic doesn't have a proper like sentence like in English. It has, so it would have still made sense to me in Arabic.
No, I mean, see what's happening is for them. For them are these 2 rewards.
But if I say them, so them means it's also same. It's for them also.
No, okay. If you were to say them, it would be them are, or so in this scenario, it would actually not be them, it would be they, and it would be they are such and such. They are the truthful ones, for example. Right? So it might say ulaika humus sadiqun, they are the truthful ones. Right? And actually, yeah, ulaika humus sadiqun, ulaika humul muflihun, they are successful ones. So it would be in a noun format describing their condition. And it does come like that, right? Ulaika humus sadiqun, ulaika humur rashidun. I think we saw rashidun in Hujurat, right? So they are the rightly guided ones. They are the successful ones. They are the pious ones.
So let me clarify. So lahum gives it that these are the people.
No, okay. Let me open our document here. Okay. So see, this is what's happening, right? Let's increase the font size here. Okay. So they will have X and Y, right? So this is one structure. they are A and B, right? So you see, this is two different ways of communication, right? So here you're saying that they will have, or you can also say for them will be. Right? So here, so there's two, like, for example, you have two things. You have a deal, you have a reward, and you're saying that these people would have these two things. So in this case, you have to use la, right? Here,
Right.
you are describing them, that they are, you know, successful, truthful, you know,
So are you
rightly guided, yeah.
for lahum, it's their reward, and hum is like their attributes?
No, so lahum is the reward for them,
Right.
right? It could be lakum too, right? It could be lakum, right? It could be anything, right? So the hum is just a pronoun, right? Then what
Right.
I'm trying to say is that la is structure. You would use this, the la followed by a pronoun, if you're expressing a fact that they will have something. You're making a deal. You're promising a return. You're promising a reward, right? That, hey, if you come, if you do this assignment, you will have 10 points. Does that make
Okay.
sense? You
And
will
then-
have, or for you will be 10 points.
And what about just the pronoun itself?
Then you're describing what they will become, what they will become, or what they will become, or what they are, right? So for example, the second scenario, right? This is the scenario, pronoun only. Okay, so the pronoun only scenario would be that they are successful, they are rightly guided.
Okay, I think I have to mull it over, but I think I got the concept.
Yes, right. So it's just you can say, actually, so you are able to say the same thing, but it's just a different way of expressing it. So for example, in this scenario, what Allah is saying, that people who fear Allah, they will receive or they will achieve maghfirah and ajrun kabir, right? Obviously, you can express it in another way. Those who fear Allah in unseen, they will be forgiven and honor of great reward. But you see how it's a different way of communicating similar idea.
Like I said, I have to mull it over.
Okay, yes, think about it, yeah.
It didn't come out automatically. I have to think about it.
Okay,
So, okay, thank you so much.
no worries. Okay, anybody else?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. By the way, I appreciate the questions, because for me, this means that you guys are thinking. Obviously, sometimes it challenges me. I have to think about a new thing or look it up or what have you. So yeah, just feel free to go all in. And especially now that we are on an easier schedule, like in terms of the content. Yes, go ahead.
Can we just go over the new words, please?
Sure. Let's do that. Okay, where is it? Today we started from 7. Okay. So I think ulku is a new word, to be thrown.
Get to be
Samuel, I don't think shahikan is a new word. Inhaling. Tafur, boiling up, is a new word. Takadu is a new word. Tamayyaz is a new word, bursting. Ghaib is a new word. Fawjun is a new word. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Salahum is a new word? No, right?
No.
Yeah, so you've seen like this. Okay, Khazanatuha is definitely a new word. You know, protectors, keepers. Nazir is not a new word. Qalu bala qad ja'ana nadhirun fakadhabna wa qulna ma nazala Allahu min shay'in antum illa fi dhalalin kabir. Nothing new in verse number 9, guys. So hopefully everybody sees that there's nothing new in verse number 9. Okay, na'kilu, I think we have seen aqal before as well. As-sa'ir, so again, verse number 10 as well, nothing new. There may be something hard, but nothing really, really new. 11, you have a new one, فَاعْتَرَفُوا. You have a dhanb, which means sins. It's a new one. Suhqa is a new one. That's it. So 3 new words in 11. And I think number 12 doesn't have any new words either.
I think it's not the new words. It's just the fact that the same word is changed into different form is what
Mhm.
throws off. I think that's
Yes.
what.
But the idea would be that you might be able to land, like you can at least put a word there, right? And then as you fit the English sentence, it will join
That
up.
work to look at it and separate the pronouns to all the verb facts and the root word and everything.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's do some reflections. Let's start with let me just move here. Where's my thing? Okay. So these are the 6 verses we have. Let me turn the translation on. And what you guys can tell me is there a promise in this verse? Promises in these verses that you see? Any deal that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting on the table?
He's mentioning the alternative to good behavior. The alternative to good behavior. The bad behavior is it will be noticed and it will be punished in
Yes.
this world and the next.
Okay. And then is there a promise for good behavior?
Oh yes, right at
Yeah, number 12.
I got 12, yes.
Right. So thinking about these qualities, right? That yes, it doesn't mean that you will be perfect. All right. Allah is saying that yes, He will come to you with maghfirah, with forgiveness, and a great reward. Right. So that state of fearing Allah, right? Because sometimes we make choices and we don't do something because someone is watching us, right? Sometimes, I mean, here, look at this red camera, right? So I got this picture, just didn't realize that. Look, now I don't have to worry. This is it, right? Like, it just because there's no police doesn't mean that I can drive fast, right? I might get pictured and then I get a bill sitting there. So that's the point, right? That it's just that you are being watched, right? So now I'm relatively more careful, at least for a few more days, that hey, you know what, you could be pictured. So that's the notion, right? When you make choices, realizing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you, and how do you want this action to be viewed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Awesome. Okay. Any qualities that are being mentioned here? So obviously we saw this quality of fear, right? Yakshona, humility, we talked about it. Any other quality that's being mentioned that we should probably focus on?
Listening.
Yeah. Okay, good. So what do we listen to, right? So do we, like, some people just like don't even listen to beneficial content, right? They're just using distracting, entertaining, or useless, or just worldly related content. So what content we are consuming, okay? And as Sister Rubina said, the second quality would be to use your intellect, right? So not just listening, but actually listening beneficial thing. And then some people actually consume a lot of beneficial content, but then they just do it. They just get the kick by listening to it, which is valuable, but they're not thinking about applying it. Or when they listen to it, they're just thinking about other people, right? Oh yeah, this hadith applies to this person. He's not doing that and she's not doing that, but you're not self-reflecting on that and not putting it into actions. Okay, good. Yeah, anybody else sees anything else? But these were my few things I wanted to focus on: quality and promises in this verses. Okay, anybody else has any other thoughts that jumped out to them as they were thinking about it that they would like to share? If not, we will go into groups. Hopefully Rida is ready as well.
I've seen that they confess. Over here they deny it. In this world, everyone, they're doing right thing, they make other people follow them and everything, but of course at their judgment, their own skin, everyone, their hands, feet of themselves is going to be a witness against them, so they have no choice and to confess what they did. So that's kind of interesting aspect, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because today, like, you know, people do, like, there's two types of people, right? Mainly speaking, I would say from this perspective, some, they realize that, look, what I'm doing is wrong and I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. They acknowledge it and they're working, right? There are other people like, no, what I'm doing is actually not wrong. This is the way, you know, this is how it should be. This is how, you know, this rule or this verse of Quran doesn't mean this, or they would reject Quran, or they would say, oh, it's only for all times and so on and so forth. So yeah, great point, right? So today everybody would just like justify, even Shaitan justify, right? That, oh, I'm not supposed to bow down to Adam because I'm better and so on and so forth. Okay, interesting point, Kelvin. Let me see, where did you get that from? Oh, okay, yeah, on Judgment Day, right? Okay, so realizing the benefit of the warner, yeah, because sometimes, yeah, this as well, right? So sometimes people, like today, like, yeah, if somebody is advised or, you know, given nasiha, they would just put them down, call them names, so on and so forth, right? Especially if the person is coming with good intent, right? Obviously, you could do like a false or arrogant way of advising people, but if someone is coming with good intent and being sincere, privately advising you, so they should not be shunned. Good point there. Awesome, thank you, everyone. Okay, let's get into groups of 2, inshallah. And yeah, so what we were doing, Rada, in our groups is that we were just using this format with translation off, and people were basically owning an ayah each, so it gives them more time to think and contextualize as well. So verses number 7 till 12, let's see if we can complete that before we go on a break, inshallah.